Wagwan people, I don't really think you need me to tell you why Tommy Sotomayor may or may not have been punched in Harlem recently. Let's imagine that that in fact happened. In fact, I saw a video, and I believe it was Tommy Sotomayor's voice in the background, and he was saying, "Oh, why did you have to punch me in the face? He punched me in the face because he don't like my channel." You know, he has one of those voices that are easy to kind of, detect. You know what I mean? So I found that interesting. Part of the video, it seemed as if there was a sister that was separating the whole idea, that it was a black woman separating, trying to maintain the peace. But you don't see Sotomayor in the video video. You just hear his voice. Shoddy camera work, but it's clear that the word on the street, and like I said, I heard his voice admit he was punched in the face recently in Harlem at what is called a Sonetta reunion or House of Conscious reunion. Okay, and I thought it was interesting enough for us to talk about it here today, real quick, man, because the idea is a lot of people out here, when they think of Tommy Sotomayor, they think of a black guy who, among other things, seems to have an affinity for white women who he calls snow queens. He apparently has very little, if any, reporting on these snow queens that's negative on his channel. He's also known, he's had his videos, YouTube channel taken down a couple times, I think, and he had to make some moves, make some different changes to another channel, all because of the words that he's been spewing about black women that he likes to couch. He when he fixes things, he talks about only the women that he sees, and he's just reporting on news that he sees. But you and I both know that, people, when they communicate certain things, that they have a way of typecasting people or stereotyping people. That's how stereotyping began. You took maybe what was true of a couple few and made it an entire characteristic of a group. And that's what Tommy Sotomayor has been doing with black women. So he's somehow, somebody invited him somehow, but he shows up, maybe by himself, I don't know, but he shows up in the black community, mind you, a guy who's known for shitting on black women, and he gets punched in the face. He seems befuddled by it. And when you listen to that audio, he seems totally shocked. I totally got it. In fact, he's lucky he got away with just a punch. I mean, if he is out here abusing women verbally, some women are his fans, of course. If you hear him, some of the things that he brags about is that most of his listeners, most of his people, according to him, when it comes to black folks, are black women. Now, I'm also a champion of, if you don't like something, you should never really be press and play. Like, I don't go looking for KKK videos. I don't go looking for skinhead videos. It might pop up in movies and movie scenes that I see, but that's not some subject I'm interested in hearing about on a regular. But some women are able to compartmentalize, and some women who are fans of Tommy Sotomayor, they automatically do the mental gymnastics and say, okay, he's not talking about all black women. He's talking about a lot of black women I know too. Yeah, he's just telling the truth. He's just telling it. A lot of men are just scared to tell it like he is. Some women are down with Tommy Sotomayor, probably more women than men. The idea is men don't know how to defend women out here. It's becoming a pussified Drake kind of world where DJ academic type niggas, where people are just sort of soft and they just want to talk shit, but when the shit hits the fan, they don't do shit and they're scared. They're sort of timid, passive guys. But when now you have fellas out here that are actually defending, and you hear in the video, don't be talking about black women like that. You hear these brothers saying these things on the video. I'm like, wow, okay, cool. So he's actually, what Tommy Sotomayor has to understand is whatever he got away with, luckily, just one punch, as opposed to being stomped out. Also, you got to understand, Tommy Sotomayor, that That punch was out of love, brother. That punch is out of love, brother. You gotta understand. It's out of love from black man to black woman that you received that. Don't take it any other way, brother. You could take it personally if you want to, but trust and believe the punch that you received. Don't be deceived. It was out of love, man. Out of love for black women. And that's something that you have to understand. There's going to be consequences and repercussions when you walk through certain lands after having had this sort of history and understanding in our community of this type of dude who likes to literally, verbally talk shit about women. See, what happened to you in Harlem is what Tariq Nasheed should have done. But Tariq Nasheed probably worried about a lawsuit, and who knows? Maybe Tommy Sotomayor is still trying to eye these guys for a lawsuit. You never know what's going on with these cats who like to run their mouth and aren't really trying to face the facts. But I just wanted to present this message out to y'all. Why in the world was Tommy punched in the face? It's simple to me. I mean, the real question is, how did he get away with just that? And like I said, it was interesting that some people are saying that it was a black woman who stepped in the way, made sure there was some peace there, and the guy was defending a black woman's honor. So, like all I'm saying, we got to be thankful that the guy's alive, healthy, right, and able to continue on. He just has to understand there's going to be some areas where he walks. He's not going to be able to, walk his talk. He's going to be, in fact, knocked out. And that's just how it is. Respect. Shout out to the brothers that defended black women in Harlem of all times at the reunion, which I thought, hopefully nobody's looking at that as a negative. That's a very positive thing that happened at the reunion of Sinetta. Sinetta is having this sort of cloud of not being the most manly representatives of the hood. Some people may be scamming in the House of Consciousness, but out of all that happened, I haven't seen the video of the reunion yet, but I'm glad that Tommy Sotomayor got his love tap from brothers with love for black women. I'm glad he got that tap there at that time, at that moment. It was in the stars. You got the solar eclipse coming. Should have read your natal chart. Anyway, this is Marwan Tomodachi, Mind Over Matter TV. I'm not a fan of violence, but I'm a fan of retribution and that type of karma that you see that just happened with Tommy Sotomayor. All right, y'all. Good to talk to y'all. Y'all take care, y'all. Stay safe. Stay away from the television. Peace out.